Welcome back from that break, and now we take you to business news. Uganda is projected to lose more than 2 trillion shillings per year in the illegal oil and gas transactions by numerous petroleum companies with the commencement of oil production. While addressing the media in Kampala, the national coordinator of Civil Society Coalition on Oil and Gas in Uganda, James Muhindo, urged government to enact a law that supports the operationalization of extractive industries transparency initiative to address the vice.
The Civil Society Coalition on Oil and Gas in Uganda, expectations are high that government may lose more than 2 trillion shillings annually due to illicit financial flows in the oil and gas transactions by numerous petroleum companies with the commencement of oil production. In September 2010, President Museveni warned foreign oil companies evading taxes that his government will not tolerate any foreign oil company that will be caught in the mix. This was President Museveni's first public criticism of the multinational oil companies operating in the Albertine. He emphasized that the companies will have no option but to pay all taxes due to the government. However, to the civil society organizations that have already raised the red flag in support of the president's move, say any attempt to deviate from the president's position undermines government's effort to boost its domestic revenues and ability to provide basic public goods and services to her citizens.
Failure to manage the illicit financial flows will undermine the country's ability to generate the required revenue from its petroleum wealth, which will perpetuate underdevelopment and poverty.
There is also a need to strengthen the capacity of Uganda Revenue Authority to detect and limit the extent of illicit financial flows.
The rules, the laws in place, but the devil is always in the detail. To them, even a comma means something. And yet for us, we might miss some of these statements. So it goes back to what we have included in the statement, that we need to build and strengthen the capacity of our officials at Ministry of Finance, but also at Uganda Revenue Authority.
The emerging of the illicit financial flows in the country has been partly attributed to the mushrooming of numerous petroleum companies that have become quite hard for government to monitor the activities.
But they form these multiple companies for quite a number of reasons. One is to avoid taxation. 2, reduce the tax that they're supposed to be paying. 3, hide the owners of the companies so that you are not able to follow up to find out who are the true owners of the company. And this vice has been copied by even our Ugandans.
Civil society organizations were also surprised to see that the fight against illicit financial flows in the country wasn't given any attention by politicians in the recent elections.
The politicians that we are dealing with really understand these issues. Do they know that actually there is a problem? Do they know the impacts of this problem? I want to imagine that it may not be the case.
Zahara Abigaba, Joseph Okao, UBC.
In more